Hello everyone, this is Warp. Continuing uh, to do this little project on giving my thoughts on all the cards in our Vietnamese Pho mod pack. Finally mustered up the motivation to continue again, so that's great. Anyways, yes, we're doing Cards Plus today. This pack has a lot of it has some interesting mechanics that unfortunately not a lot of them we could use, but still there's some really cool cards that have some decent design. One of the smaller packs, so hopefully this one will be a little quicker. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Firstly we have Adware. This is a good introduction to the hacking class, where you can press F, or I think some of them are Q. Actually, I don't know if we ever got this one working, but it's a global effect where you can pick any target where an effect will happen on them. This one we never particularly got working, so we had to ban this one. But yes, no, this one doesn't really work. But with this one is our first real hacker card. It's called Burnout. You have Ram, which is kind of like if you're at casting spells, it would be like mana that recovers automatically. It says damage your target does more damage the lower their health is. So who knew that a global attack that goes through walls that does damage is pretty good. Even this being a rare, it was pretty toxic to go against. And I think that goes for a lot of these cards. The global effects that can hit through walls against anyone is not fun to play against. So actually, a lot of them are banned, unfortunately. But yeah, Burnout's kind of especially when it deals damage, it's very, very strong. It's very not fun to go against. The next is Contagion. It does similar thing to Burnout, it does damage, but it costs a little bit more RAM, so you can't spam it as hard. But again, it goes through walls, hits the entire screen, it's kind of hard to play against. Cyber Psychosis. It's a lot of HP, some damage, a lot of bullets, some ammo. It's not so unique of a card, but since it has a lot of HP, it's kind of an interesting card, but we just didn't include it. Kind of muddles up the rare pool when there's a lot more interesting cards in there. Excalibur, Sword of Kings. It doesn't really say all too much more than that, but what it would do is when you block, you summoned swords that would home in, attacking through walls and hurt targets. You'd imagine, I think there's a common theme of block cards that shoot projectiles at home and go through walls and hurt enemies, and they're very powerful. This being an uncommon was pretty criminal. It was way too powerful, so we had to ban it. Hamper. This one wasn't. This one was actually too weak. Being able to hit enemies from anywhere, but just to make them lose a little bit of speed, it just wasn't worth the card. It didn't really contribute to any build per se. And even then, it was just annoying because you can get hit from anywhere with this. Again, it was kind of. Again, we had to ban it. Not so fun to play against. Hair, very simple card. Movement speed, reload time. Just reload time's kind of hard to find, and so this is kind of a welcomed card to see for basically any build. So yeah, very, very necessary card, very fun card. Just keeping it around. Hot Potato, I think it just wasn't strong enough. This card, we banned this pretty early, maybe just because it didn't really work, or it's too weak. But yeah, that's it for Hot Potato. Low Gravity, yeah, affecting your movement and not just giving you movement speed. It's just not strong enough. Had to ban it. Overclock is just part of the hacker class that it kind of buffs these other cards. It's unbanned, but you don't see it because the other ones are banned. With Phantom, bullets going through walls freely. It's a very powerful trait. I think the only really form of this we have is drill ammo, which has a restriction on it, but this one is completely free, and it's really broken. Yeah, there's another card that's like this. It's very, very strong, so we just don't really like this kind of effect. Quick Reflexes, very powerful effect. Automatically blocking basically means you're invulnerable to most things. You can't get bursted down, so it's very powerful. Legendary, kind of annoying to go against, a little toxic, but it's around. It's a very powerful effect. RAM upgrade, another enabler for the hacker class, but again, you don't really see the hacker cards, so this it doesn't really do anything. It's effectively banned. Robot optics, reboot your target's optical drives, blurring their screen for 5 seconds. Yeah, this is like hamper, kind of annoying to play against. Doesn't really do much. It's pretty, yeah, pretty, just kind of toxic. Not fun to have around. Short circuit. This was pretty broken. There's only one RAM, so you can really spam this. If you're fast enough with it, you can permastun anyone from across the map, going through walls. Yeah, you can imagine, pretty powerful. You can just walk up to them, kill them, easy. Very powerful card. Slowpoke. Yeah, it's a damage up, but with pretty big of a downside. Bullet speed, movement speed, those things you usually never want to lose. But so with that, it's kind of a good trade-off for some good damage. Smoke grenade, your first bullet fired, after blocking releases blinding smoke. Kind of a meme choice, but it definitely works if you can land it. It definitely blinds your screen. Just a fun comment to have around. Pretty unique effect, very good design. Snake attack. It would spawn snakes that chased after your opponents. I really like this card. It was really funny. At some point, it just kind of stopped working though. We haven't given it another chance, but maybe if it works, we'll unban it. It's a very funny card. I like this card. Terminator. It's just barrage, with HP up. Yeah, not so unique of a design. Just banned it. Turtle. Yeah, block, especially when you stack block cooldown effects, especially ones this powerful. It's very strong effect. So I don't think so. We already have a lot of other block cooldown cards, and so kind of redundant. But I can see this being a very powerful card. Very fair downside too. Movement speed, just adding to more block builds. Inherent weakness being movement, so you wouldn't always want to pick this thing up. But yeah, just kind of. But again, it's kind of redundant. There's a lot of other block cooldown cards, so we had this one banned. But yeah, that's kind of shorter. Cards Plus has a few fun cards. Unfortunately, we can't use many of them since they're just maybe not so fun to play against, or not so fun to play as. But that's okay. This card has a couple of bangers, and that's all that needs to make it worth it. And so yes, that's it for Cards Plus. Thank you guys for watching, and next time we'll talk about not CMR. We just don't include that. We're gonna play PC. We're gonna review CPC. This is gonna be fun. This is a newer mod, and so it has a lot of fun cards. Anyways, see you all next time.